So, but the second he sees the ball swung out there, he puts his foot in the ground, he triggers really quickly. Boom, right there, triggers, doesn't slow down, makes a really violent physical tackle for a TFL.
How do I get a college football scholarship? A series where we evaluate active high school football players, break down their game film, share with them what divisions they have the best chance of earning a college football scholarship in, and ultimately share with them what they need to do to get to the next level. And so today I have our head coach who does our evaluations for our players and the players that we work with, who has 15 years of Division I college football recruiting experience. And we're going to evaluate one of the players, and we're going to share with them what division he has the best chance of getting a scholarship at and what he needs to do to get to the next level. And if you want to get a professional evaluation for your son, then I'll leave a link in the description below to see if he meets the criteria. So let's jump right into it. Brian, you want me to go ahead and hit play on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's
So guys, we're evaluating Keegan today. He's a 2026 nickel safety here. So we're just going to go through his tape here quickly and just talk about some stuff here. So on this first play here, you know, it doesn't look like a ton until he picks it up and starts running. So he's got a big play for a touchdown here. I don't have a problem putting this play first because, you know, it shows him getting out and running a little bit, you know what I mean, some straight line speed. So I have no problem with that being first. So on this next play here, obviously they're running a perimeter run. The good thing he does here is as he's going sideline to sideline, he's gaining ground. Okay, so if Richie's going to back it up here a little bit, just one more time. So the coaching point here is he's got good instincts, right? So he diagnoses the play, all right. But as he's tracking the play and he went from hash to the numbers, you know, he was gaining ground. He was continually gaining ground and not losing ground. Okay. So that's a really good play. That's what guys are evaluating here. You know, as he's going here, gaining ground, defeating blocks, whatever he needs to do, and he basically made a tackle for no gain. That was a really good job covering ground and not losing ground. Okay. Here on this second play, you know, he's in coverage.
My favorite play by far.
Right. He's in coverage, right? So, but the second he sees the ball swung out there, he puts his foot in the ground, he triggers really quickly. Boom, right there, triggers, doesn't slow down, makes a really violent physical tackle for a TFL. Okay,
Can
good play.
Argue that really should be the first play? Back up just a little bit. Shouldn't that be the first play?
I mean,
I think that should be the first play.
It doesn't. The first play is the only one where you really get to see him run.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, fair.
It's the only reason. That's why I was saying.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So I think, you know, getting to see him, you know, the straight line speed is hard to find when you're playing this position because very rarely are you doing that.
Yeah.
You know, and that allows coaches to see that.
Okay, perfect.
So let's see here on this play. Obviously in coverage again.
Kind of goes off. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Big
you see the ball get out there and you're in coverage, but you did a great job again triggering and making a really physical play. I like this one early in the tape because of the physicality and the instincts again. All right. You've got your eyes where they need to be on number 2, but as soon as you see the ball pitched out there, okay, you're defeating the block, you're heading downhill, and you're getting there, you know, angry. So, you know, I really like that play because of those reasons, especially the physicality at the end. All right. And you've got a handful of plays like this right here where you're defeating blocks and going up and making really good plays in space, okay? At the college level at nickel safety, this position you're playing, you have to be able to do this right here, okay? Now, it may not seem real sexy some of the times, you know, to some people, some of these plays, but anytime you can make plays in space like that at the college level, that is at a premium playing the position you're in. Because look at all this space you've got out here, right? You've got to be able to see this right here. It's just you and him, man. They've got this play blocked up really good. If you don't make that tackle, that's a big play, okay? That's a big piece of the evaluation process when you're playing the position you're playing, all right? See, same thing here. You defeated the block, triggered really well, came up and showed you were willing to put your helmet on guys and put guys on the ground at the DB position. That is a big deal.
And one thing Brian and I talk about on that one play where he kind of got him by the ankle is like at the end of the day, you know, I'm like, oh, well, you know, we want to see a big hit. And at the end of the day, it's no, we want to see it get him down in space.
Correct.
By himself.
Right. And that's what you got to understand, guys, in an evaluation, especially at positions like this, all right, specifically at nickel safety and things like that. College football is played in space nowadays. You guys see it every Saturday when you're watching games, I'm sure. So playing this position, if you're projecting them to the next level, to be able to see them defeat blocks, see it in front of them, have instincts, and trigger really aggressively while also being able to get up there and actually get guys on the ground. Because don't forget, that's the name of the game now. Every one of them is not going to be a huge hit, right? But that doesn't mean it's not a highlight, and that doesn't mean it's not a great play, because it's just you and him. And if you're able to get up there, break down, and have the short area quickness and the physicality to get guys on the ground, that is a big play at the next level with the way the game's played now in college football.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So based on what you've seen, and obviously you've had a chance to watch the entire tape.
Yeah.
Just for sake of time, what divisions do you feel like this player is the best chance to get a scholarship at?
So
and that's to say he does all the right marketing, all the outreach, everything we teach.
Yeah. I think based on the tape and the characteristics of a couple of things, one, I think you have really good instincts. Okay, I want to tell you why before I actually tell you the division. I think you have really good instincts. I think you see the field really well. Your trigger time, and what I mean by that, like when you're in coverage and you see things in front of you and the play's not a pass play anymore, it's a swing, to the back, or it's an option like we saw in the previous play. You react really quickly. So you're able to put your foot in the ground and not lose ground. You don't waste any time, and you don't lose any space when you're doing it, okay? So I really like your instincts. I like your physicality at your size at that position. That is at a premium in college football, okay? So I really like that, all right? And then the third thing that I would like to see you get even better at, because of what is going to be asked of you at the college level, is just your long speed. Again, that's why I didn't mind putting the fumble recovery up there first, because it can give them at least a gauge, because at that position you don't get to run in a straight line like that very often on the tape. So I do think it'll give coaches a chance to gauge your speed, with that long run for the fumble that you did for the touchdown. But I would like to see that, get a little better. Having said all that, because of all those things, I think right now, currently, if I was you, I would be targeting heavily Division II and FCS. I think you're a really solid Division II scholarship player right now that, with, like Richie said, the proper marketing and outreach and things like that, should have a lot of activity in the Division II space. But I would also start targeting as a junior FCS. I think if you get better at some of those things that you're already doing well, get better, with your long speed, and really be able to run away from people or close ground on people, even more so than you're already doing on tape next year, I would start targeting FCS schools, because even if that gets a little bit better, you will turn into a really solid, in my opinion, FCS player. I wouldn't rule it out right now with getting the tape in front of the right person to start getting some action from the FCS as well, based on what you have on tape. You have really good tape, and you've got some really good characteristics at the nickel safety, which is the position I think you're going to be recruited at the next level. So I would say I would target heavily Division II FCS.
And so what do you feel like he can do to get to the next level, to continue to get better?
Yeah, it's a lot of the things I talked about. I think it's going to boil down to to level up that evaluation, really being able to run. And when I say run, I don't want to generalize that. I want to tell you why, because at the next level, and obviously guys that are watching your tape are projecting what you can eventually hopefully do for their team, right? Not what you're doing necessarily for your team. And you'll have a lot more man-to-man coverage opportunities. At the college level, even with backs coming out of the backfield. That's why I say it's important that you can get those guys on the ground right now in space, but you're going to have to cover them more, in pass coverage. Obviously, a lot of those guys can run. Even some of those bigger tight ends now can run really well. So I think you really need to work hard on your long speed and your change of direction, okay? Long speed and change of direction, which will get you even better in space. It'll get you even better in pass coverage. Because I think you show some really good skills right now, being able to get down close to the line of scrimmage and be in the run fit and willing to get in there and be physical in the run game. I think that's good, and that'll naturally get better with strength and size, right? But I think the long speed and the change of direction at that position at the college level is what levels you up.
Yeah, awesome. All right, awesome. Well, listen, Brian, we appreciate you doing this evaluation and sharing this with you. And we make these videos because we want to share with you the evaluation process from someone who has 15 years of Division I recruiting experience, what they look for, and then ultimately how we choose what divisions each player has the best chance of earning a scholarship at. So again, if you want to get a professional evaluation for your son, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can see if he meets the criteria. If you got value from this video and you'd like to watch more videos like it, just make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you'd like to watch a recent video that we posted where we share the 3 biggest mistakes that athletes make when doing outreach and marketing themselves to college coaches to earn a scholarship, you're gonna wanna watch this video right here.